I've tried just about every single trading strategy out there, and I finally found one that works. Yo, what is going on, premium chasers? I hope you are having a God blessed day today. Every single person is going to get the brand new ebook, the Ark Options Strategy Playbook. If you want that, drop a comment right now down below. I'll personally reply to you with this new ebook. And while you're down there, hit the like button and the subscribe button. Guys, today we're talking about the latest rendition of the quad option strategy, which is now the Ark Options Strategy. I'm going to give you guys also one of my favorite stocks to run this strategy, as well as a live example. Let's get into it. First things first, let's talk about a high-level overview of what the Ark Options Strategy is. First and foremost, and I will go over this in a lot more depth, especially if you're a beginner and you have no idea what selling options is, but this is a high-level overview. First thing we do is sell a cash-secured put, right? A cash-secured put, essentially, we are naming our price on where we would want to buy 100 shares of a stock, right? And just for saying maybe we would buy that stock at that price, we are collecting a premium from an options buyer. Now, this locks up some money, right? Because your brokerage won't just let you say, hey, you'll buy 100 shares of stock, but you ain't get the money to buy 100 shares of a stock. It'll lock up that money, but we can actually earn interest on that locked up money as well, okay? Now, if we end up having to buy those 100 shares of a stock that we chose at a price that we chose, right? We then run something called a covered call, right? And a covered call is the opposite of a cash secured put, right? Now, we are saying we're willing to sell our 100 shares of a stock at a price that we choose, and you guessed it, collect some more premium from an options buyer, okay? Now we're collecting a dividend payment from that company as well, if it offers one, right? I like to focus on dividend paying stocks because as option sellers, the worst case scenario with this strategy is you are stuck holding a stock. And you know what? If I'm going to be stuck holding a stock, I want that stock paying me a dividend, and I'm going to collect those cover call premiums as well. Eventually, right, you may have to sell those 100 shares that you bought, and I call that the appreciation sale, where you recoup your original cash secured put that you bought those 100 shares at to run the play again. I know that went over a lot kind of fast, but let's kind of go over it with an example, right? So one of my favorite stocks to run Ark on is Ford. Why? Because we have a fantastic dividend. It's cheap, right? Doesn't lock up a tremendous amount of capital, and for the most part fits into anybody's budget that wants to dip their toes in Ark, right? So let's go over to trade Ford options. I'm going to click sell a put, and I like to personally go 30 to 45 days out. It's less management on my part, and I'm not somebody that consider myself an active day trader. It is the last thing that I'd want to do. I say it all the time. Even if drawing on the candlesticks worked, right, which it doesn't, 99% of day traders fail and lose money, I wouldn't even do it because I literally have 3 kids. I have a business. I have work. I have things that I'd rather be doing in my everyday life than staring at charts all day. Okay. So I trade only a handful of times per month. That's it. It fits into my lifestyle perfectly. If you want to be the Picasso of the candlesticks, I invite you to go into the top right-hand corner of your screen or left, depending on your browser, and close out this video immediately, okay? This is not personally the channel for you, okay? You may be an options buyer, and I will be sending you a Christmas card as you're going to say, right? But all jokes aside, guys. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click sell a put. That's basically me here in my cash secured put premium generation. And I'm going to go 35 days out. This is the options chain, right? This is the options chain. Now, right here is where I select my strike price that I'd be comfortable owning for it. At the end of the day, that's the only thing that matters. What price are you comfortable owning a stock at? We can go into the technical analysis. We can go into the Greeks, but it's all a fugazi. Nobody knows what a stock's going to do, okay? Especially if you've been around in this market for the past few months, as we have seen. But at the end of the day, the most important question is, what are you comfortable owning 100 shares of Ford at, or whatever company you're doing? In this educational example, I'm just going to say the 10s, right? I'm comfortable owning Ford that's trading around $10.50 right now. In 35 days, if it's trading at $10, right, in 35 days, I'm comfortable purchasing 100 shares. Now, for me saying that, I would collect $17 from an options buyer, all right? I like to always put everything in my cash secured put calculator. So I put 17 right here. I'm locking up $1,000 for this period of time for these 35 days, right? 10 times 100, right, is 1,000. So I'm locking up $1,000 right here, and I'm getting a return on my collateral of 1.7. Okay. Now, some of you that have larger accounts, or even if you have a smaller account, you're like, Pete, $17 to lock up $1,000. What is this nonsense? Well, for me, it's fine. I like this. Like me, this is my strategy, and I think it's honestly better than going out there and doing degenerate things where you're going to lose money. In this case, I'm essentially making money, right? I'm making money from the options buyer. And the cool thing about this is you can have as many contracts as you want. It's just in this example, if you had 8 contracts, you'd collect $136 and your collateral would be $8,000, okay? Now, depending on the stocks that you do, some are going to be insane premiums, right? Some of them are going to be absolutely insane premiums. Some of them you'll see that are like as high as literally like 10, 12%. But remember this, right? I am a firm believer that everything is already priced into the market. We're competing against high-frequency trading firms and algorithms, guys, that have zero emotion, right? And they are programmed by the smartest people in the world, right? So in my opinion, whenever you're going into something sketchy and you're getting paid a 5% return, it's probably extremely high risk, and you should tread lightly, in my opinion. For me, I treat option selling as a business. I rather do small base hits, even if it's making $17, right? And doing that over a period of time. So let's talk about the risks of this strategy, right? Of the cash secured put. Well, we locked up $1,000, right? For 35 days. We're going to be earning interest on that money already. Now, you're not going to earn interest on Robinhood here. I use Robinhood here on the channel for education because all of you love to use Robinhood, but there are way better options out there for you to actually earn interest when your money is locked up. I will document those in the playbook. So just drop a comment down below. I'll give you that Ark Options playbook, okay? But with that said, right, let's say 35 days rolls around and Ford is trading sideways. It's still around 10.50, where your contract or contracts, depending on how many you open, will expire worthless. Your collateral, your $1,000, however many contracts you have, will be returned back to your account. And then you just run the play again for the following month till, you guessed it, collect more premium and collect more interest, okay? But let's say you do get assigned. Let's say that it hits $10 and you are assigned at $10, right? Like, in 35 days from now, Ford's trading at let's say $9.50 or $10, right? You're buying 100 shares at $10. So your $1,000 that was collateral will be taken, right? And you'll be given 100 shares of Ford. Now begins the covered call process. So what we do here is we click sell a call now. And again, I like to keep that expiration at around 30 to 45 days, right? Because I can come in here, I'd make my trade, and I move on with my life, right? So right here now, I can select the share price that I'm comfortable selling my 100 shares of Ford at. So for this educational example, I'll just say, you know what? I'm comfortable selling my 100 shares of Ford that I bought, let's just say around $10 for $11. Now we would collect again $16 of premium from the options buyer here. So I'm going to put $16 here in my covered call calculator. Oh, and all these calculators, guys, all this stuff is free inside of our Facebook group. Join us. It's such a cool group of people. Introduce yourself, all that good stuff, but you'll find all this stuff in there. The link will be down below in the description. Right? So I put $16 for my premium right here. My strike of the option I'm willing to sell my shares for is $11. My average cost is, let's just say, $10 for the sake of this example. Obviously, these are numbers that are going to look completely different for you when you go and look at your option chain. These are only the numbers that I see on my screen at the time of recording this. So obviously, not financial advice, and results will vary. So you can see our premium return here is a 1.6% return. That's basically $16 divided by $1,000, right? 10 times 100, right? If we end up selling our shares for $11, we make an extra $100 for a total profit of 116, or about 11.6%. Now, this trade may not happen, or it may happen. Let me talk about it real quick. So let's say 35 days comes around and Ford is trading at $11. It's trading at $12, $13. you're selling your shares at $11 and locking in those gains. Some of you might be like, that's stupid, Pete. Why would I do that when I could sell them for 13? Well, in my opinion, again, this goes back to me treating option selling as a business, and I'm not going to lose sleep over the fact that I made a profit. I'm just not going to. Sure, I missed out on some gains, but whatever. I'm still happy that I didn't lose money. If we've seen anything in this market, things can move the opposite direction real quick, okay? The second thing that can happen is, right, that let's say Ford just trades sideways around 10 to 10.50. It's just ping-ponging around there. Well, your contract will expire worthless. You'll still have your 100 shares to then run the play the following month, right? But if you do get assigned, you have taken advantage of your appreciation sale. And while you're doing your covered calls, you are collecting the dividend payments that Ford offers, which is absolutely a fantastic dividend. Now, if you guys want this full strategy, I have documented all of it, as well as the brokerages that you can use to earn this cash secured put interest. If you want that full ebook, drop a comment down below. I'll give you the full Ark Options playbook down below. Also, if you're somebody that wants a more handheld approach on this strategy, take a look at the first link in the description of today's video. We have a private mastermind / community of absolutely incredible people that do this day in and day out, sharing ideas and a ton of other stuff. So if you want to learn more about that, click the first link in the description of today's video. The couple requirements though, before this is invite only. That's not a marketing gimmick. I bet you if you're invited in here and you see the group, right, and you actually go and see the conversations that were happening, they're all cool people and they're all financially stable. So number one, if you're not financially stable and you're a get-rich-quick person, this isn't for you. As you see, the more money you have, the more premiums you can generate, okay? And secondly, you just got to be cool. If I couldn't spend, a few hours with you talking, right, you're probably not going to be a good fit for it. And that's not a marketing gimmick. This isn't something where we want to build this into 1,000 upon thousands of people. It's a really cool small group of people that we just literally enjoy talking to each other literally throughout the entire day. So if you want to learn more about Option Seller School, click that link down below in the description of today's video. Guys, remember, sell options, collect premiums, repeat. I will see y'all tomorrow.